definitely, especially nowadays, really it's like the college degree is the new high school diploma. And unfortunately, it's like even if you get one, I mean, there definitely are a few majors. You
Yeah.
have nursing, you have engineering, those type of things.
It's a new high school diploma because everybody's got it, is what you mean.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yes. But, if you have those liberal arts degrees or general studies degrees, they're not going to really do you much good. Or if you have an art history degree,
Nope.
yeah, it's sad. But
I got mine in my associates in radio and television broadcasting, and I mean it was almost all just the generic classes of math and English that you have to take, and there were a couple of classes that were sort of related to the field, and I actually even had to unlearn some of the stuff they taught me. So it was really more destructive to to my knowledge about radio and television than anything else.
Yeah.
So it didn't really do me any good whatsoever, and it sleep deprived me. I almost passed out in my car. I mean, I definitely did. Like, I nodded off a couple of times when I was driving to school in the morning, just because I was working 2 jobs and I was going to college at the same time, and I didn't have enough sleep. So it was scary. You almost fall asleep when you're driving. That's not a good thing.
no, indeed it's not. Um, um, did you always think that when you was growing up that you would get into radio, or is it something you stumbled upon?
That's a good question. So I do remember that when I was a child, and I had some interest in a microphone and kind of playing with that as a kid. And later on, as a teenager, I found out about pirate radio, and I was very interested in that. The idea of just being able to say what you wanted, do what you wanted, play whatever you wanted. I mean, I've always been an anti-authoritarian. Even since I was a kid, I was interested in pirate radio, and so I ended up, I was still at home with my parents, so obviously I couldn't set up a pirate radio rig there and put them at risk. So I just decided, well, if I want to learn about radio and broadcasting, I should just go ahead and, get a job at a radio station or get an internship there and learn about it from the inside before I do pirate radio or something.
And was your college degree essential in helping you get that internship?
Oh, no. I started at the radio station when I was 17. I hadn't even started college. So I remember when I was interested in the internship, I had heard about a program at the school that I was going to at the time, which was the high school, called internship or externship or something like that. And you could get a college, or you could get a high school credit to go and be an intern. So, I mean, I knew it was an unpaid position, so I might as well get some credit. And I went in there and I asked about the program, and I was told that you have to have like a certain GPA or something, and I was just below that. I was pretty much an A and B student for the most part, but I got some C's, and that pulled me down to like a 2.9 or something. So I didn't qualify for the program. But also the woman who was running the program told me that she had some other kid go to a radio station previously, and that all they had him do was like clean out the station van and manual labor, and that it wasn't any good for him. And I was, well, I don't really care. I want to be in radio, and so I don't care if I've got to clean the station van out. That's what I want to do. And so it was funny because she tried to talk me out of it. She tried to talk me out of what I wanted to do, and I ignored her and went ahead and went to the station and asked about, or called them up and asked if they had any internships, and they said yes. So I went down there, and I was driving the station van around. I drove it to remote broadcasts where a DJ from one of the radio stations, there was 3 in the cluster that I was working for, would come out, and I'd set everything up, set the table and the chairs and the remote broadcast equipment up, and park the station van out by the road, so everybody could see it. So I did all that stuff. And
it's interesting now because there's actually it's not so much, well, it is kind of harder to get into the radio industry because, again, it's like the college degree is the new high school diploma, so it's like what most radio stations are expecting is for you to have a degree, at least in communications or journalism, or something that. I mean, of course, there are some exceptions, but then even if you do get in, you get the internship, and let's say you get a job, oftentimes those positions they don't pay a lot of money.
Oh yeah. I mean, the intern paid me nothing, and I worked at that for like, I don't know, 9 months, I
Yeah.
think, before I finally got offered a paid position on the radio.
Yeah, but even a paid position
Was very low.
Yeah.
I mean, a disc jockey, board operator, these radio entry level positions pay very, very little. Even still today, radio is not a particularly lucrative business. You have to. My mentor in radio, Bob Garrett, who just passed away last year, he told me you got to work for 10 to 15 years to make any decent money in radio. And it's true.
Yeah, and
But you do it because you love it. Not
For
because-
yeah, and I like what you said last time when I had you on the show. You called it a labor of love,
Yeah.
and that's
Well,
really
Free Talk Live is, yeah.
yeah, and that's what it really is. You know, really sometimes there are types of things that you really like to do, but financially it doesn't always turn out ideally in your favor, or it could, but it may take a substantial amount of time for that to happen. But I do definitely like that term, a labor of love.